all the ways I go to and from the theater. Last time I walked back, this time I pretty much ran back just to get out of the fucking cold, but whatever. Krampus, or Krampus, or whatever the fuck it is. I was so fucking stoked for this movie, you have no idea. Since the first trailer, I was just like, opening day, first screening, I'm gonna fucking be there. And I was. You might be saying, hey, it comes out on December 4th. No. On a fucking Thursday, December 3rd, 7 o'clock showing was the first one. I was there because I wanted to see this fucking film so bad. And before I say anything else, I will elaborate on this later. Fuck the ending of this movie. Just fuck it. Anyway, so I'm going to spoil everything about this movie because if you're not planning to go see it, you need to fucking hear about it, man. Because it's something else. Okay, so it starts off with, like, the holiday rush. It's basically, like, I think it's the 23rd of December, and, like, everybody's, like, breaking into, like, a shopping center or whatever, and they're all going fucking crazy. It's, like, Black Friday times 10. And then it goes over to, like, this Christmas pageant thing where, like, this kid in a reindeer costume is beating up, like, one of the wise men in, like, the nativity play. And, yeah, like, apparently one of the kids was, like, the kid that was, like, one of the wise men was, like, a bully or something. So the parents break it up, and then they all go home, where, this German grandmother is. She plays a big role in the movie, trust me. So they get home, and they're all waiting for, like, their family to arrive and whatever. And, of course, when the family shows up, it's like, this is the comedy portion of the movie. The family is all, like, fucking crazy, and they're, like, they're hunters, they're rednecks, whatever. So the people that come over is the aunt, the uncle, 3 cousins, 2 boys, and 2 girls, and 1 fucking out-of-it boy. I don't know what his fucking deal was. And the great aunt, who's, like, like, she's just, like, really cranky and, like, grumpy. I don't know, like, I really like the family in this. Like, they're pretty fucking hilarious. But anyway, like, so we find out that, like, the little boy of the family, he's got a sister, too. So he's been writing a letter to Santa Claus, and, like, it's about all his wishes that, like, the family could be better and that Christmas could be like it used to. But one of the douchebag girl cousins, she steals it and starts reading it. So the kid, like, flips out, and he fights her to get it back. And then he starts losing faith in Christmas, so he goes upstairs, and then his dad, like, gives him a pep talk or whatever, but it doesn't really work out, because the kid, like, rips up his letter anyway, and then he throws it out the window. Yeah, he just throws it out the window, and after that happens, like, the fakest storm clouds you've ever seen in your life start rolling the fuck in, and, like, this huge-ass snowstorm hits, like, the whole town, the power's out, everything's out, and it sucks. But, like, yeah. So, basically the next day, everybody's just, like, chilling out in the house, and, these packages get delivered to the door. It's, like, a huge-ass red bag and, like, this other thing, I don't know. But, yeah. So, the daughter says that she's worried about her boyfriend because he hasn't responded to her text, and he lives a few blocks away, so she says that she's gonna go see him, see if he's okay and everything, and they're just like, yeah, I don't know, but they eventually agree to it. So she's walking outside, and, like, she hears something, like, jingling sounds, and then all of a sudden, this, like, huge fucking cloaked thing with horns and shit, like, big horns, it, like, lands on a rooftop next to her, and then she screams and runs away, and this thing, we know it's Krampus, but whatever, it's supposed to be a surprise. It goes running after her over the rooftops, just jumping all over the place, and I'm just like, man, Asgore be fucking pissed. Oh, man. So eventually she hides under, like, a mail truck, because, like, the dude who delivered the mail, he's, like, frozen to death in the truck with, like, a scream face, and she flips out, she hides under the truck, and then, like, Krampus lands next to it with his fucking goat feet, and then he jumps away, and she thinks she's safe, but then, of course it was in the trailer, there's, like, a fucking Jack-in-the-Box next to her, and it pops up, but, like, I couldn't really see what was in it. It was something gross. Like, he's got, like, these gross minions that are helping him out, and I think it eats her, or whatever, and back at home, everybody's really concerned because she hasn't come back yet, so the uncle and the dad, they decide that they're gonna go out and, like, try to find her or whatever. So, yeah. It's a great idea. It's a fucking great idea. So, they go out and, like, the guy's Hummer or whatever, he's got a big-ass car, and they get to the boyfriend's house, but nobody's in there. And, like, there's, like, the fireplace is, like, a huge fucking hole in it, like, above it, and it's pretty obvious that Krampus has attacked. And then they hear screaming, which they think is, like, the daughter, and they run outside, but they have guns, by the way. Like, the uncle was a redneck, so they brought guns with them. And then they go chasing after the screaming, but then, like, this fucking thing in the snow, like, it's fucking Bugs Bunny gone loose, comes, like, it's just, like, it goes under the snow, you can see, like, the bump it's making, and, like, it sort of, like, eats the uncle, like, it takes a bite out of his leg, and the dad manages to pull him back up, and they eventually try to get back to the Hummer. It's on fucking fire. It's just dead. So they make it back to the house, and they're just, like, they fix his wound, but they need to, like, board up the house and shit, because it's not fucking safe out there. And, yeah. Oh, by the way, before they left, the German grandmother did say, don't go out there, but they fucking did it anyway. And all the while, they can hear, like, footsteps on the fucking roof and shit, which is just, like, great. Fantastic. We're all totally screwed. So, yeah. So they all board up the windows and shit, and they're just chilling in the house. And, then they all go to sleep, and the uncle said he was gonna keep watch, but he fell asleep too, of course. So, eventually what happens is this fucking, like, chain with a hook on it comes down through the chimney, because, like, they were supposed to keep the fireplace lit because apparently it keeps Krampus out or whatever, and it's got, like, a gingerbread man attached to it. And of course, like, the fat cousin, he's just, like, he's so derpy, he just wakes up and, like, he immediately sees the gingerbread man, and then he goes over and he takes a fucking bite out of it, and the gingerbread man is alive. It's just, like, a CG gingerbread man, and it's so weird. And, like, it wraps him up in a chain in a scene that I swear was, like, stolen from Harry Potter somewhere, and it drags him up to into the chimney, but, like, before it can get him, like, the family grabs him and shit, but he gets lost anyway. Whatever. I mean, he probably should have died first. He was a shitty character. Anyway, so everybody's still freaking out, and what happens next is they all ask what the fuck is going on, because really, what else would you ask? And the grandmother explains. She starts talking in English all of a sudden. She's been speaking German the entire time with the boy translating. She tells the story of how back in her hometown, back, like, I don't know, the fucking 40s, I don't know, it goes into, like, this really well done animation sequence of her, like, losing hope in Christmas and, like, burning a Santa Claus doll in a fire. And what happened is that summoned Krampus, and it killed her mom and dad, but it didn't kill her. She said, like, as a reminder, what happens when you lose hope and belief. Which I'm okay with. That's kind of an interesting legend, I'll give him that. But, like, yeah, apparently he also left a Christmas ornament with his name on it. Okay. But, yeah. And of course the uncle says that's bullshit, and then he goes outside because he wants to get his son back, and during this entire time there have been, like, random snowmen that are, like, progressively getting creepier and creepier, appearing outside of the house, like fucking Calvins on the loose or whatever, and you can see, like, weird cloaked things running back and forth behind the snowmen, and they're just like, shit, get the fuck inside. So they all get back inside, and then they're just like, yeah, we just have to stay here, keep the fire lit, protect the fucking house. And eventually they think they can come up with a plan to, like, go down and, like, get to, like, a snowplow that they saw earlier. I don't know. And, yeah. So while that's going on, the two girl cousins that are left, they go upstairs to use the washroom. But, like, while this was going on, like, the aunt, she was, like, trying to rewrap some Christmas presents because, like, the Christmas tree got burned up in that whole, like, fireplace with, like, the kid getting pulled through the chimney thing. But, like, a lot of them came out of that red bag that got delivered earlier, and it was just like, what's up with that red bag? It was full of Santa's minions, or Krampus's minions, whatever. It was full of his minions and their little fucking jack-in-the-boxes or whatever. And yeah, so they go up there and they hear like the laughter coming from up there, and they think it might be the daughter, like, because she's been missing this whole time. And then they like imitate her voice or whatever to convince them to go up there. And then all we hear is screaming. And the adults go up there, like the uncle stays downstairs to like protect the rest of the family. So they go up there, and like, fucking Christ, like, I couldn't even believe my eyes. Like, I genuinely felt dread, because holy shit, that was fucking scary. It's like, okay, it's the Jack-in-the-Box, right? But coming out of it is like this huge fucking snake thing that ends with a clown's face, and it ate the two cousins. Well, it ate one of them. It left the other one behind for everyone else to find, but it fucking ate them, and then it like opens its mouth in like 3 different ways, and the dad shoots it, and then it slinks off somewhere, and it's so fucking nasty. And then this fucking like baby doll with like fucking like real feathers for wings comes down and attacks the mom, and then this like fucking Freddy Fazbear teddy bear thing with sharp ass teeth comes down, starts chewing on the aunt, and then yeah, they all flip the fuck out, and they're trying to fight it off. And while this is going on, downstairs the uncle hears some shit going on in the kitchen, and he goes over there, and there's these little, like, it's the evil fucking gingerbread man again, and they start attacking him with the fucking nail gun, and yeah, like, they had a nail gun. They start shooting him with it, and then yeah, eventually, like, he's got like this huge ass fucking gun, and he shoots like a lamp that was behind them, and it explodes, and they all catch on fire. It was pretty cool. But then one of them's still left, and it like goes after him with like a sharpened candy cane, but then the dog that they brought with him like jumps up and like eats the fucking thing, which was great. That was pretty cool. But yeah, so upstairs the aunt goes fucking nuts. She grabs an axe, she attacks the fucking bear and the baby doll wing thing, but she misses the Jack-in-the-Box thing. It slithers out through a vent, and it's fucking gross, but she saves the other cousin who he hadn't ate yet. So they all go back downstairs, and yeah, and they're all freaking out because the thing's still in the house. Like, it's slithering about upstairs, and they can hear it. So they open up the vent, like the dog goes and like scratches at the vent, and they just like, they pull it off, and the dog goes in to attack that fucking thing, and I'm just like, wow, that dog's gonna die. And that dog died. Yeah, so then the fucking thing falls through the ceiling along with the fucking baby doll wing thing and the fucking teddy bear, and then the great aunt, she grabs the gun, she shoots the bear, she shoots the baby doll thing, and she doesn't get a chance to shoot, like, the fucking slithery thing, because, like, there's some sort of thumping at the window, and then, like, the German grandmother says, elves, and the great aunt's just like, God damn it, and then, like, these fucking creatures with, like, weird sort of, like, I don't know, screamo band masks, they come in, and they wrap up the aunt in, like, chains or whatever, and she's like, whatever, I'll see you all in hell, and then it yanks her out of the window, and, yeah. Oh yeah, they also steal the baby that the aunt and uncle had with them, so, dick move, and then, oh man, I think, yeah, the elves just sort of fuck off, and then all that's left is, like, the aunt, the uncle, the cousin, the son, and the mom and the dad. And that's all that's left, I think. Yeah. Oh, wait, I think they got the uncle, too. I don't even remember how that happened. I don't know. Alright, but, yeah, so they all decide it is time to get the fuck gone. So they're gonna book it to the snowplow. That's what they're gonna do. So they get all their stuff on, and then they go out the door, and then the grandma's just standing there in the door, and she says, be good, and then she slams the door and locks it, and they're just like, wait, come back, and then they're just like, oh, she wanted us to leave her, she's gonna face him, and yeah, and then they all run away and go find the snowplow, and then the grandma just, like, she acts so fucking badass, but, like, she still dies anyway. Like, it's, like, the big reveal of Krampus, and she goes and stands in front of the fireplace. Krampus, like, breaks the fucking wall. He comes through, like, the fireplace or whatever, and he's really, really, really gross looking. Like, fucking nasty. And then he, like, opens up, like, his magic bag, and there's, like, a bunch of nasty-ass toys, and they, like, fucking eat her or whatever, and it was gross. It was gross. And then the rest of them are still trying to get to, like, the snowplow, but that fucking, like, Bugs Bunny thing is still following them, so the dad decides to just stand there with the big-ass gun and shoot at it while they get to the snowplow, and then he gets eaten, of course. Like, the way it eats people is it just, like, drags them into the snow, even though the snow is only, like, knee-high. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they said it, like, drags them to hell or whatever. And, yeah. So the rest of them just, they make it to the snowplow, but then the aunt gets, like, fucking pulled down underneath the snow. And then the mom goes to save her. She gets pulled down, too. So now all that's left is, like, the cousin and the son. And like, they're trying to get the snowplow started. It doesn't fucking work, because of course. And then, like, the elves come and they take the fucking cousin away. And you think they're gonna take, like, the son away, but they don't. Like, they leave him there. And then Krampus shows up in front of him, and then, like, he drops this thing on the snow. It's like his ornament, but it's wrapped in paper, and the boy opens it to, like, see that it's the letter he wrote and threw into the sky. So it was all his fault, of course. But, yeah. And then, like, Krampus just, he kind of fucks off, and, then it just sort of, like, pulls back the camera. It's, like, a very solemn moment. It's just, like, you hear the grandmother's voice again. He left me behind as a symbol of what happens when hope and beliefs are gone. And honestly, the movie could have ended right there. Like, that's where it should have ended, actually. That would have been very poignant, and I would have felt an immense sense of dread and, like, upsetness. But no, the movie doesn't fucking end there. It keeps fucking going. I don't know why it kept fucking going. They had a perfect ending, but they ruined it. They ruined it. I'm not lying. The ending is ruined. So, like, they get back to Krampus's sleigh. He's got, like, these evil fucking reindeer. His elves are fucking partying. They've got the cousin there. And then the boy shows up. He's like, I take back my wish. And then he throws the fucking ornament at Krampus. And, of course, that doesn't make him happy. So, like, a big fucking hole appears in the ground, and, like, it's a pit to hell. And, yeah, they're about to throw the cousin into it. And the boy's just like, wait, I just wanted Christmas to be like it always was. I'm sorry. And he's just like, take me instead. And then they, like, do sort of a solemn, like, music moment, and you think Krampus is gonna go for it, but then it's just like, psych, bitch, I don't think so. And then they throw the cousin into the pit, and then they throw him into the pit, too. And it could have ended right there, too. It could have ended right there. But no, it keeps fucking going. Then he wakes up. That's right. And you're thinking, come the fuck on. It was a dream. And I'm just like, I was fucking mad. I was mad about that because that's a cop-out, and you know that's a cop-out. And then he goes downstairs. Everybody's alive. It's a happy Christmas, you know? Everything's good. And then everyone's opening their presents, and then he opens his present, and it's the Krampus ornament. And then it's just like, oh shit. And then I'm like, are we gonna get, like, the evil shrug at the end? And, like, then they all start remembering everything that they said during, like, that whole, like, event with Krampus. And then they're just like, huh, what's going on? And then it, like, pans out of the house. The camera pans out of the house. And it's revealed that their house, with, like, snow all around it, is actually in a snow globe. And what I assume is Krampus's lair, surrounded by a bunch of other snow globes. And then it keeps panning back. You can see, like, all of them. It's, like, really crazy. And the movie should have ended right there. But just for one last fuck you to the audience, they have all of Krampus's fucking minions pop up on the screen and be like, boo. Just to give a cheap shot scare at the end. That was fucking stupid. Fuck that ending. Like, I'm sorry. I can't get over it. That ending was so fucking cheap. Like, really. Even if you want to, like, ignore, like, oh yeah, they're in a snow globe, whatever, that's kind of spooky. But then, like, just the fucking boo at the end. It's fucking Sinister 2 all over again. Ugh. But I did enjoy this movie. It genuinely made me feel uncomfortable. Like, all of Krampus's minions are fucking spooky as hell. Like, oh, it's just so fucking creepy. Oh, man. I would recommend that you go see this, even if it's on cheap night, because god damn it, there aren't enough Christmas horror movies. This was enjoyable, but fuck that ending. Alright. I think that's it. Peace.